What if one prayer could change your life forever? What if there's a way to pray that brings you peace, healing, and a deeper connection with the Creator? We've all prayed, but have you ever stopped to ask yourself, am I really praying the right way? There is a better way, a way that Jesus himself revealed, a way that could change everything for you. Think about it. What's the one thing you change in your life right now? Is it the stress of financial struggles, the pain of broken relationships, the weight of anxiety that holds you back? Whatever it is, Jesus showed us how to connect with God in a way that brings lasting peace and freedom. In this video, we'll uncover what most people get wrong about talking to God and show you how to pray with power, purpose, and peace, just as Jesus taught. One of the most common mistakes in prayer is rushing into our requests. But in Matthew 6 verse 9, Jesus teaches us to start with worship. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. When we say hallowed be thy name, we recognize God's holiness, his greatness, and his authority over all things. Hallowed means sacred, set apart, worthy of reverence. Think of Moses at the burning bush in Exodus 3 verse 5. God told him, take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. It wasn't about the physical place. It was about acknowledging the sacredness of God's presence. So when you pray, begin by focusing on who God is. Say, God, you are holy. You are my Creator, my Father, and my provider. I worship you for who you are. This shift in focus prepares your heart to truly connect with him. Prayer is not just about asking, it's about honoring the one we're speaking to. Another mistake is treating prayer like a list of demands. But Jesus teaches in Matthew 6 verse 10, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Prayer is not about convincing God to do our will, but aligning our hearts with his. Think of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, Matthew 26 verse 39. Facing unimaginable pain, he prayed, Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. When you pray, say, Lord, I trust you. Even if things don't go the way I hope, I know your will is perfect. Help me surrender my plans and align my heart with yours. It's not always easy, but this kind of trust opens the door for God to work in ways we cannot yet see. Another common mistake, letting worry take over our prayers. Jesus says in Matthew 6 verse 11, give us this day our daily bread. Prayer is about trusting God for what we need today, not getting lost in fear about tomorrow. Remember the Israelites in the wilderness, Exodus 16. God provided manna each morning, just enough for that day. If they gathered more, it spoiled. It was a lesson in daily trust. When you pray, focus on today. Say, Lord, I trust you to provide for today. Help me let go of tomorrow's worries and trust in your daily faithfulness. Daily dependence on God deepens your relationship with him and builds unshakable trust. Something many don't realize is that holding on to unforgiveness can block our connection with God. Jesus teaches in Matthew 6 verse 12, forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And he explains further, Matthew 6 verses 14 to 15. If you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the wrong. It's about freeing yourself from bitterness and making room for God's grace. When you pray, ask, Lord, help me to forgive. Heal my heart and help me walk in your grace. Letting go of unforgiveness opens the door to healing and peace. Many forget that prayer is also about seeking God's help in life's battles. In Matthew 6 verse 13, Jesus teaches us to pray, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Prayer isn't just about blessings, it's about seeking God's protection. Think of Joseph in Genesis 39. When faced with temptation, he fled, trusting God to guide and protect him. Pray, Lord, I'm not strong enough on my own. Help me stay on your path and protect me from anything that could harm my faith. God doesn't ask us to face life's battles alone. He promises to lead and deliver us. Jesus also teaches that prayer should be personal and intimate, not for public display. Matthew 6 verse 6 says, when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Prayer isn't about impressing others. It's about a real relationship with God. Think of Daniel in Daniel 6 verse 10. Even when praying was illegal, he went to his room and prayed 3 times a day, not to be seen but to stay connected to God. Find your quiet space. Say, Lord, I'm here. Speak to my heart. When prayer becomes a personal connection, it becomes a source of strength and transformation. Many think they need perfect words for their prayers to matter. But Jesus reminds us in Matthew 6 verse 7, when you pray, do not use vain repetitions as the heathen do. Prayer isn't about polished words. It's about sincerity. Think of Hannah in 1 Samuel 1 verses 10 to 13. Her silent, heartfelt prayer moved God, even when no words were spoken. When you pray, just be honest. Say, Lord, I'm struggling. Please help me. God values your authenticity over perfection. Lastly, some people doubt that their prayers are even heard. But Jesus encourages us in Matthew 21 verse 22. Whatever you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. Faith is the foundation of prayer. Think of the woman with the issue of blood in Matthew 9 verses 20 to 22. She believed, if I just touch his garment, I will be healed. Her faith moved Jesus to action. Pray with confidence. Say, Lord, I trust that you hear me. Even when I don't see the answer yet, I believe you are at work. Faith bridges the gap between our prayers and God's power. And remember this, your prayers don't have to be long or complicated. Jesus reminds us in Matthew 6 verse 8, your Father knows what you need before you ask him. God sees your heart. Simple, honest prayers are powerful. Think of Bartimaeus in Mark 10 verses 46 to 52. When Jesus asked him, what do you want me to do for you? He simply said, Rabbi, I want to see. And Jesus healed him. When you pray, let your words flow naturally. Say, Lord, thank you for today. Please guide me and help me with what I'm facing. God is more interested in your heart than your vocabulary. Prayer isn't a performance. It's a relationship. When you pray with sincerity, trust, and an open heart, you'll discover a deeper connection with God than you've ever known. And that one prayer, it can change your life forever.